Canadians need to take a real in-depth look at what our government is currently trying to pass with Bill C-63, the so-called Online Harms Act. They're couching it in the language of trying to protect children from harmful online content, which of course, everybody agrees that. Nobody wants children looking at garbage online, child porn, stuff like that. Of course, we have to get rid of that. But when you actually look into the bill, you realize that it is so much more nefarious than what the Liberals are trying to portray it as. It is a speech law unlike anything we've ever seen in Canada. It will be the destruction of free speech in this Canada. First of all, it sets up something called the Digital Safety Commission, which will be headed by 10 bureaucrats and ombudsmen, totally outside of our normal legal system, in which any Canadian citizen can report another Canadian citizen, not for anything that they've done or posted online, but for what they believe they are likely to post in the future. I kid you not. You can be reported to the Digital Safety Commission, not for anything that you've said or done, but for something somebody believes you are going to say. And if the 10 bureaucrats and the ombudsman determine that you are a big enough threat, who knows how the hell that process is going to work. Like I said, it's totally outside of our current legal system. You can be placed under house arrest and given an ankle bracelet for the threat that you are likely to post something hateful in the future. I kid you not. Look through the bill. This is seriously what this bill says. This is Orwellian pre-crime on steroids. Truly shocking stuff. Being able to put under house arresting and an ankle bracelet for the threat that somebody has reported that they believe you are likely to post something hateful in the future. It's the end of free speech in Canada. There's no other way to put it. You also can face lifetime imprisonment for so-called incitement to genocide. And I think that we all know the way the Liberals are going to apply this is going to be incredibly uneven. What is considered an incitement to genocide and what is not, as well as incredibly lengthy prison sentences for so-called, they're expanding the definition of hate speech to include anything that they deem to foment detestation or vilification. Can you imagine how widely the Liberals are going to apply that terminology, fomenting detestation or vilification? These are already the most sensitive, softest people on earth who worry about things like microaggressions. Are you kidding me? This is going to be applied so widely. Can you imagine the amount of speech that is going to be shut down? It also outlaws the use of VPNs in many cases. This is even worse than the law that was recently passed in the UK. Crazy enough, and that's one of the worst speech laws I've ever seen in my life. But if Bill C-63, the so-called Online Harms Act, does wind up passing, it will be, this is not an exaggeration, it will be the end of free speech in Canada. Canadians need to wake up and make their voices heard. If you're interested in supporting me, check out the link in my bio. I've submitted several FOI requests to the government of Canada asking for more information on these bills. Canada needs to fight back now or free speech is going to be done in this country.